Before we get too deep into all the political stuff,
Yeah.
tell me that's making some sense out of this stuff. I got no problem with Trump on any of that stuff. Immigration system and all of that stuff. What do we do with the media when it comes to this stuff? Because this stuff is not getting through to our mainstream media, an honest discussion of this stuff. I've seen you at rallies and all kinds of stuff, but they're going to try to do some of this stuff. It's crossing borders and all that stuff. You've laid out a pretty good case for this stuff. How do you strengthen some of this stuff with young people? Because I do agree with you that this stuff was starting to win, really, the border stuff and all that. It's not really libertarian. Like, you need a strong government to do a lot of that stuff, and a conservative or any of that stuff. The philosophic underpinnings of this stuff. We know that liberal channels, Air America and any of the progressive stuff, we could maybe get to some of that Clinton-Gore stuff. Do you think he evolved out of that stuff? The Constitution and the separation of powers and all that stuff, and angrier and more divided and all that stuff, personal rights and all that stuff. Let's really figure some of this stuff out. You've done a bunch of videos on YouTube, I think, untangling some of that stuff and showing people, actually, no, that's not really all there is to this stuff. You're on tour, you're doing good stuff. Give me some of the good stuff about that, because you've talked about the good stuff and the values and that kind of stuff. He influenced your sort of awakening to this stuff. How much of that stuff? What about some of the political stuff when you add that to this? So far we got kind of the good stuff. But you know, the political stuff is where people start going, they're all backwards, all that stuff. This is the political stuff that I believe in. You can burn down the school and all that stuff. All of that stuff. These are liberal things. So can you just lay out some liberal cred so that 10 minutes from now when we get onto some other stuff, people go, wait a minute, is he really a liberal? Give me some liberal stuff. And I've been speaking to colleges and stuff, and maybe there was some racial stuff there too. What are these? That's a lot of stuff. Give me some of the good stuff.